Coming together in loss, a group of bereaved mothers who lost their sons to suicide have started a ground-up initiative called PleaseStay, banding together to promote mental wellness and remove the stigma of depression.
The group is also calling for a national strategy to combat the disturbing trend of rising youth Singapore here in Singapore. And joining us tonight to talk to us more about this is Jenny and Elaine, two of the founders of the PleaseStay movement. Thank you both for coming in this evening. Elaine, firstly, how did you get together with other mothers to form this initiative?
Well, I met Valerie over lunch a few months after my son's passing. She's actually the co-founder of the child bereavement support group that I attended for many months after his passing. I shared with her my wish to be able to start an initiative to break the stigma of depression and suicide, especially in Singapore, which is something that is very real to home. I had been rejected by a few agencies at that time when I mooted the idea of organizing a public art installation called the Shoes Project, which had already been done in countries like New Zealand. We discussed and eventually we decided that we would like to make it a bigger project with a larger purpose instead, of just one that is very short-lived. So subsequently, I wrote in Jenny to join us in the next couple of discussions, which led to us opening it up to many other suicide bereaved mothers whom I got to know in the last 1 year. And there's so many of them sharing the same grief that I am going through. And we have forged a strong support group, a network that we could rely on each other to walk the journey together. And everyone was very keen to support in one way or another, be it fronting it or supporting it behind the scenes. And we decided to call it an advocacy movement that is long-term and sustained, calling for an integrated, collaborative approach with many sectors working together for a shared vision of suicide prevention. I think there is a need that we all need to work together in society rather than everyone working in a silo approach. Right. I think together with a collective voice, we can really make an impact. So, all the mothers were very motivated to turn our pain and the grief that we have into something purposeful, something that is meaningful, because we want to honor our children the best way we can, to help others who are struggling just like them. PleaseStay movement is the first ground-up advocacy group calling for a national strategy on mental well-being and suicide prevention by mothers who have lived experience.
Right. Jenny, I'm sure there are challenges in actually starting up this initiative. How is your group different from, other loss support groups?
We are an advocacy group, actually, yes. And what we do is that, first and foremost, I think it's very important that we remove the stigma, yes. And so in relation to the video, the challenges that we had, at first we wanted to include as many mothers as possible in the video, but we discovered that we ourselves face the stigma associated with suicide within our own families. So from 8 mothers, it went down to 4 mothers. Prior to that, we had actually gone on social media, but it was on an individual basis. So with more mothers coming together in one video and more mothers agreeing to have their children's names included in the video, we felt that by showing the numbers and uniting our voices, we're able to actually make a stronger statement on the gravity of the situation today in a more vivid way. Also because we want to nudge people out of their comfort zone of avoidance of talking about this taboo subject. 2/3 of people with mental illness do not seek help because of the stigma. Having a mental illness is like walking on the street with a stamp on your forehead that says you know, this is a disgrace, I'm a disgrace. And this is what stigma does to people. And we want to be able to do away with this stigma. And the second challenge we had was that we mothers ourselves, we've actually gone through the loss, which is quite recent. It's taken a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of support for one another to be able to come out and share our experiences. Every time we share, we are actually reliving the trauma again and again. But we do it because we don't want our children who've lost to suicide, the death to be in vain. So we hope to make a difference, and we hope to help youth to stay and choose life.
Thank you both for coming in and being so brave to talk to us about this very important topic. Before we let you go, just a quick word from each of you of how you're both coping, and has this initiative helped you in some way as well with how you're both dealing with loss?
Being a part of this movement, it has helped me really to come to a closure regarding my loss. It has helped me to come to a place where I have accepted the acceptance stage of my grief journey. But above that, I am very thankful that I'm able to actually still be a mom to my son, because every time I share my experience, it's like I'm a mouthpiece for him. And together we are actually like working as a team to help those with similar experiences.
Well, for me, you know, losing a child is already a very painful situation to be in. Suicide grief is an unimaginable place to be in. But I choose to honor the love that I have for my son, Zen. You know, I'm not strong, but I want to continue to be a mom to him by helping him continue to touch lives. And I find so much healing to be part of the PleaseStay movement, because you know, it's very healing, and I could journey this together with other mothers who are walking on the same path as me, and that gives me a lot of strength. Yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming in and sharing your story with us. We do wish you all the best with this movement that you've started as well. We've been speaking with Elaine and Jenny from PleaseStay, the PleaseStay movement. And if you or someone you know is looking for help with mental health issues, you can contact the helplines that you can see on your screen right now.